In a quiet little village, there lived a farmer known for one simple thing. He never complained. Every morning, long before the sun fully rose, he would step out of his home and begin the same journey, walking miles to a distant well just to bring water back for the day. Balanced across his shoulders was a wooden stick, and hanging from each end were two clay pots. They looked almost the same at first glance. Almost. One pot was smooth, strong, and flawless. The other carried a small crack along its side. With every step home, water slowly leaked from that cracked pot, leaving a thin trail behind. And if we're honest, haven't we all felt like that cracked pot at some point? Carrying our responsibilities, doing our best, yet feeling like something in us is not quite perfect. One morning, something changed. The cracked pot could no longer stay silent. As they walked, it spoke up in a small, trembling voice. It apologized to the farmer, not once, but again and again. It believed it was broken beyond repair, that every drop of water it lost was proof that it had failed. Because of me, it thought, your hard work is wasted. How many of us carry that same belief, that our flaws slow others down, that we're a burden instead of a contribution? But the farmer didn't sigh. He didn't scold. He simply listened with patience, with kindness. Then he smiled and said something unexpected. Tomorrow, I'll show you something. Not an argument, not a lecture, just a promise. And sometimes, that's all hope really needs. The next day, as they walked back from the well, the farmer gently broke the silence. Today, he said, I want you to look closely at the road beside you. The cracked pot lowered its gaze and stopped. Along its side of the path, flowers were blooming everywhere. Bright reds, soft yellows, gentle pinks, swaying quietly in the morning light. For a moment, the pot forgot its sadness. The walk felt lighter, almost joyful. But as they reached home, reality returned. Half the water was gone, again. The pot's heart sank. Even with all this beauty, it thought, I still failed. Have you ever experienced that? Seeing something good you helped create, yet still focusing on what you think you lost? Sometimes, we're standing in the middle of something beautiful, and guilt keeps us from noticing what it truly means. The farmer gently set the pots down and smiled. Did you notice something? He asked. The flowers only grow on your side of the road. The cracked pot looked up, confused. Why only me? That crack you're ashamed of, the farmer continued. I've always known about it. Months ago, he explained, he planted flower seeds along that side of the path, your side. Every day, on every walk home, the water you thought was wasted quietly fed those seeds, drop by drop, day after day. Without trying, without even knowing it, the cracked pot had been nurturing life the entire time. Think about that for a moment. How many times have we called something a failure when it was actually doing important work behind the scenes? Sometimes purpose doesn't look efficient. Sometimes it looks imperfect and still changes everything. In that moment, the cracked pot finally understood. What it had called a weakness had been creating beauty all along. The shame it carried slowly dissolved, replaced by something unfamiliar, pride, quiet, joy, a sense of worth. And maybe that's the real lesson here. None of us are flawless. Every person listening to this carries a crack of some kind, past mistakes, doubts, fears we don't talk about. But those cracks don't disqualify us. Sometimes they're exactly what lets something meaningful grow. What if the parts of you that feel broken are the very things shaping your purpose? What if your struggles are watering seeds you can't even see yet? When we change how we look at our imperfections, they stop being scars and start becoming sources of value, beauty, and quiet strength.